Hey y'all, it's the coronavirus, and I want to welcome you all to what we call the Homies Podcast. Enjoy it, fuckers.
Homies, homies, talk about what dogs are about. Motherfucking homies, 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 talk about what dogs are about. Homies, man, that's my God.
Hey y'all, it's Mr. Hatch.
And this is Saturated Fat. We are going to jump into our Jugga What section.
That's right.
What?
So let's talk about this new music video that was dropped, last week by Esham. And I think he tried to make it go into the pandemic stages of what's happening today with the COVID disease that's out there that everyone's getting. And I don't think he did a bad job. He did all of his typical rhyming patterns that you would expect from Esham. And you don't see the walker in the video, but I'm pretty sure he's old enough now he has a walker. But the first guy I could pass on, didn't care for him. He looked like a tool. I guess that's what my biggest concern is. The guy looked like a fucking tool.
I actually just watched it and I really didn't care for it. I'm not really an Esham fan to begin with, but it's a song that was not for me.
To be fair, a lot of songs Esham does isn't for anyone.
That's true.
Boy,
I also watched that Lost Souls video.
Oh yeah?
And I thought it was pretty gay and cheap.
Yeah, it tends to be that way. Did you get a chance to see the new merch that ICP teamed up with?
Oh, yeah, I forgot who they teamed up with. I took a look at it.
It's fresh. I was thinking about it. It's the black and white jersey split down, or the hoodie down the middle. It has that funny looking face on there. That's fresh. I would buy it for $70. That's not that bad. I remember paying about that much for a hoodie back in the day. Their shit or a jersey.
I mean, like, is the quality good? Because, I mean, 2006 and before, they had great quality. Nowadays,
well, it seems so, this is like clothing designer land.
Okay, well, hopefully it's not that, that thin shirt crap.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be good.
Huh. Well, if you get it, let me know.
Well, I'm gonna promise you this: I'm not gonna get it because I won't spend money unless we get advertisements and people want us to do advertisements for them. You're more than welcome to send money and shit to our show, and we'll buff your dick. So I guess the other thing we gotta talk about is there's a Tech 9 video that was released recently, and
yeah, it's called Outdone.
Now here's my question before we go into the intricate details of the video. Is that song on his new LP, Enter Fear? Or is that on the last thing that he released? Do we know?
I don't know. Maybe someone will know and let us know.
Yeah. Anyways. Fuck Tech 9, I guess. We'll break down the video. So basically the video is I guess Tech 9 having mental breaks or bringing back his old characters. Whatever. You got Muslim Tech 9, you got the Clown Tech 9, and you got Gangster Tech 9. And the beat, was whatever. But I don't know. I just felt like the song was weak, and he tried to make it like too personal, but no one cared.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But
I don't think the song was worthy of a video. Like, he might have loved it, but I don't think it is.
I mean, the beat reminds me of the Grand Theft Auto game, Ballad for Gay Tony, or Ballad of Gay Tony. That's exactly what the music was reminding me of.
That's a good point. And
Not that has anything to do with it, but
I think Tech Nine's dope. Some of the newer stuff that he did, I'm not a fan of, and I think Tech Nine's doing Tech Nine, but it's not necessarily the Juggalo movement. I want the KOD. I don't want old man 9 over there talking about shit I can't relate to. I want the King of Darkness back, but that shit'll never come back. And I don't know if you knew this, but one of the people from our bracket, Project Born, has launched a new web store. I'm sure it won't have anything anybody ever wanted on it, but you never know. There might be something. And I haven't had a chance to actually read anything about it or go to the store yet. But it's news, and I wanted to let you guys know. And if you guys didn't know, who's the guy? I was gonna call him Project.
oh, are you talking about Prozac?
Yeah, that's who it is. Prozac had his finale last night on his TV show, so if you believe in ghosts and shit, that might actually be a thing. But, I don't believe in ghosts, so whatever. But hey.
Yeah, me either. I don't believe. I'm not a believer. I might be a believer, but I'm not a believer of ghosts.
So, I think that's it for the news. There really isn't much going on. Twisted did post their tour dates for October, and so did Insane Clown Posse.
Yes, I will be there in Poughkeepsie for the Twisted show because A&B and Dead by Wednesday are there, and Twisted's there. I don't know who Slain is. I have no idea who Slain is.
Murder Boys? Fuck them.
I can't wait. What do you mean? Did you hear their new song that dropped yesterday?
You know what?
It was awesome.
I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I didn't hear that shit.
Well, maybe you should listen before this.
I should listen to this.
I'm telling you, you should listen to it. I have half of mine on.
Is it?
I'm not going to.
Because if this song really fucking blows, I'm ripping you apart in the next episode.
Deal.
All right.
Deal.
But fuck A&B. Fuck MNE. Fuck Twisted. Just gotta say it. I can't wait for a Ouija Mac to be on Twisted's label.
Oh, no, they're not going to get that bad. Come on now.
They're going to take Light. They're taking ABK. ABK is going to their 420 show.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. ABK is lazy.
ABK has released so many albums on his label that no one's ever heard. But I'm telling you that
exactly.
Bloody Tampon, or whatever the fuck it was, Tampon Juice was fucking dope. I give him all the credit in the world for that. That's balls.
I have not listened to it because, I don't know, the name alone is just...
I have it. I'm not going to give it a say it's worth listening to, but I'm just going to say, you name your album Tampon Juice, and you have such a bad list that you can't even say it correctly. It's fucking amazing.
Well, I mean, if the music sucks, I mean, who cares about the title of an album?
You kind of have a point. All right, so I think now we're going to go into the Underground Madness.
All right. So, first up on the psychopathic side, we have ICP versus ROC, who both advanced. So, I will let you start with what you have to say.
Well, even in the Twitter universe, ROC, even though he is a legend, in his own mind, the Insane Clown Posse is unfuckable with at least this stage of the game, and I think they're just gonna mosey on through. ROC, even with the best that he could possibly do, he only releases an EP at a time, 4 or 5 tracks. So, I mean, ROC just needs to sit down and stop doing weird head gestures when he raps.
Yeah. With ICP, they're definitely legends of the underground. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, would the underground scene be what it is today without them? Probably not. And all the albums they have, I mean, holy shit, they have such a really good catalog. I mean, sure, they have some stuff that, kind of sucks and I'd never listen to again. But, they have a lot of stuff that is out there and is good, and you know it. You know what I mean? You know it. You can sing along to it, rap to it, whatever. ROC, I mean, I understand he's part of, House of Crazies, which, they're inspirational. He is great, but I'm giving this to ICP as well. So ICP wins this one, and everyone on Twitter who did the votes is very happy right now. I'm sure they knew what was going to happen anyways. But next is Project Born versus AXE. And in my notes, I just have Project Born is good, but, and a bunch of dots following. So obviously, I'm giving it to AXE. Like I said before, I think they'll be around for quite some time. They're going to keep continuing with a good product. And their music is really dope. So for me, it's AXE. What about you, Hatch?
Project Born, they only have 3 albums. And I'm not knocking them for anything. I'm not saying that they're not a well-deserved team. But when you look at AXE, they have a few albums off, not just on MNE. I think they have a few on MNE, but they also have albums on, their own record label. And, they have a different sound, a different flavor to their music. Where Project Born is, nothing original in a sense where they're hardcore. They just got lucky that they signed with ICP back in '94. If you take that away from Project Born, they probably wouldn't be even known. And if you take AXE out of MNE and you had the same style, I still think AXE would be have more fan base. They have a cult fan base with where they're from. And
right, and remember, they would play the gatherings and they would have good crowds. That was before they signed with MNE, so I mean,
yeah,
they could draw a good crowd. Plus, what was nice about having them at MNE, where someone like me who just never listened to them before then, because I don't really go deep into underground too much. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like a sigh of relief when the Almighty came out. I think a lot of people felt that wow, okay, this is actually what we needed in the underground, because there's started to be a lot of pussy sounding shit out there, and this really took it back to what it should be.
I think,
at least for
in my mind, I'm going to give it to AXE for winning. I think AXE, I know people are going to get mad saying Rumoski, but I think AXE is really the first big signing that MNE did that I don't believe you can really say is a psychopathic ripoff. I mean, everybody else on MNE is a psychopathic ripoff. And, but I think AXE stands on their own.
Yeah, they can stand on their own, and, even if they leave, they're going to take even more fans with them. But on to the next one, which I think is a really, really good one. Young Wicked versus Light. What do you have to say about this, Hatch?
I'm not really a big fan of Light. It was a shock to me that he beat Dayton Family. So I'm already against him at winning this. And Young Wicked is Young Wicked. Sometimes he has a good song. Most of the time, he's just crying and singing on his shit. Fuck him. Go back to drinking alcohol and beating your women. I preferred him back when he did that. So, my standing, and I think I'm standing with my Twitter friends and family out there that voted Young Wicked destroys Light. I think it was 80% of the vote went to Young Wicked. So,
Wow.
I think Young Wicked, in my view, I would vote for him. How do you vote?
I'm definitely voting Young Wicked. Because he killed the greatest underground supergroup of all time, did he not? I mean, right there it gives him
That's
credential.
true.
And honestly, if you listen to Killjoy Club, is Young Wicked really the only reason you listen to it? Because it sure as fuck was for me. And his singles have been amazing lately. Like the last 3, I absolutely loved them. Light's a great rapper. He really is. I hope MNE will get him because, Psychopathic's sleeping on him. But I do have to give this to Young Wicked all the way.
All right. Young Wicked wins.
Yeah. So, next is Axe Murder Boys versus Anybody Killer.
Ooh, this will be a good one, I think.
Oh, me too. Do you want to start?
Well, how about this? I'll roast ABK, you do A and B, and we'll find out who the winner is. All right. So, let's talk about this Lispy Indian. Now, Anybody Killer has a nub. He can't really make good songs since, he first came on the scene. I think that's my biggest problem with ABK is not that he's an Indian, like I don't give a fuck about that shit. But in reality, if you listen to his first album, Hatchet Warrior, and then you get Dirty Fucking History, you're gonna be like, what fucking happened? Like, where's the gangster Indian? Like, that's what you fucking love. At least that's what I love. How can you not like Gang Related or Hollow Point? And then you get the fucking songs like Mudface. Come on. Like, I get it, you're an Indian, but you need to be gangster. That's what got us to like you, at least that's how I look at it. And then all the new shit from now, he smokes weed. We get it. Every fucking year you release an album that you smoke weed. You're just like Twisted. Ooh, I smoke weed. 420 show. Wow. Ooh. I'd be more surprised if he actually made money. That's the type of shit that I think ABK's tripping on. I know he's on Psychopathic, but I think he's on Psychopathic right now until MNE signs him, and then he's gonna do the same shit to MNE. But hey, I'm not a big fan of ABK, and the voting on Twitter really went to AMB over ABK, which I don't even know because I don't like either group or either persons to say who's better. But I'll leave Saturated to destroy AMB, which I doubt he'll do.
I don't like him like Blood In, Blood Out. It's nice when a group can get better. Garcia Brothers, fucking phenomenal album, kind of untouchable. Their new single, Fatality, that dropped yesterday, fantastic. I loved it. I just listened to it this morning.
Did you listen to Murder? What was the last album? The Murder Ray or whatever the fuck?
Oh, Merite?
Yeah.
I listened to a little bit of it. It's one of those. I don't know. Sometimes I'm picky when I'm in the car, and they weren't my first choice.
No one's first choice. their parents try to get rid of them. Yeah. No one would take them.
See, I really liked Mudface and Dirty History by ABK, but I don't know. He seems like he kind of fell off. Like he's just like, he does his EPs and singles or whatever, but who cares? I'm giving this one to AMB, and let's give it to our Twitter people who also chose AMB over. That's fine, and that's good. And now we finish the Psychopathic side.
Psychopathic side's done. But before we switch over, I know you're excited to go into the MNE bracket as the number one cockboy for MNE. But think about it real quick. Next week, the people are voting on is Young Wicked versus AMP in the bottom bracket.
Love it.
There's a possibility that this could go an ICP versus Young Wicked or AMB for that.
Oh, that would be.
So
that would actually be awesome.
So there's like a 50% chance that Young Wicked is gonna have the go up against the ICP, which would just be ironic and funny.
And if that happens, I definitely have a couple things to say that might piss people off. I'm not saying I'm gonna just go for that because of it. I'm gonna try to do more research, you know. But yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm hoping we can get Young Wicked or AMD on Twitter to actually vote for themselves. that would be pretty. let's start tagging them on that.
Who's better? All right, let's go into the MNE bracket.
Okay, the MNE bracket starts with Twisted versus Zodiac Imprint. But here's one thing I want to bring up. We did a coin toss, I'm pretty sure, with that 50-cent coin, the $50, and I really thought Ouija won that. So when you sent me that Zodiac Imprint one, it kind of threw me off. But no matter what, I'm still giving it to Twisted.
You know
so
what?
Twisted wins for me.
I think we did fuck up.
It's all good. But Twisted would beat both of them anyways. So I mean, I even have all this stuff that I've written down, and you know what? I don't even have to say it. Twisted won.
And Twitter agrees with you 100%. And even if Luigi Mac was versing Twisted, you know, he is an up-and-comer, and people are loving him, believe it or not, from Psychopathic side.
Because what else do they got?
Right, but, you know, it's like the ROC thing. Like, if him with ICP, he's a good group. You know, people want to go out and see him. But honestly, you fucking put Twisted against him, even though Twisted is Twisted, number 2, will never be number 1. Yeah, he's just not there. You know, the catalog-wise, you know, Twisted's going to be hard to beat.
Right.
So I guess we're going to go on to the next bracket. Here you go.
This is a good one. I can't even decide on this. Boondocks versus Hoodoo. And it's all you.
All right. So Boondocks is Boondocks. A lot of people like Boondocks. Some people like the way he walks. Some people like the way he talks. And no one likes the way he is. Because he's not that fucking tall for a scarecrow. And Big Hoodoo, even though his music, I think he's like the A and B. You know, when he first came out, his music wasn't that good. But boy, over the last, I don't know, couple of years, I think his music is getting really good. And he's finally becoming himself and shit. But no one seems to know who would win in a battle. Boondocks or...
Right, we were hoping that Twitter would help us on this.
And Twitter kind of like did nothing but give us a 50-50. So,
yeah,
after a long time of consideration and a coin flip, we decided to say fuck you to Boondocks and fuck you to Big Hoodoo and put Supervillains in the spot instead. So Supervillains wins, hands down, fuck Boondocks and Big Hoodoo.
Okay. Now, I don't know if that was an upset or just a shock or a sigh of relief, really. But next is G-Moski versus Psychopathic Riders.
Ooh, this is a good bracket. So we all know the Riders. And we know G-Moski is in the Riders. And we know the Psychopathic Riders destroyed the Riders. So, let's break it down. Psychopathic Riders is a dead group. For them to really win would be silly, I think, in my mind. I know Twitter is against me and they voted 100% for the Psychopathic Riders, but let's be real. Bullet can't fucking make this group survive anymore. Because if you put Ouija in it, fuck it. You bring Esham back and ABK without fucking, you know, the Twisted perspective. The Psychopathic Riders is just going to be boring or played out or stupid. So let's just all be juggalos for a moment. Rest in peace, Riders, Psychopathic Riders. And I think just Gmo wins. And I know people aren't going to agree with that.
Right. I mean, Gmo has that fresh feel to him. You know, that, and you're right, you can't just bring back Psychopathic Riders. It's, you know, I know all the shit talking where, oh, Twisted's bringing back, you know, Diet Lotus or, you know, their version of Riders, and it's just not as fresh as it once was. But, you know, Gmo's still young, he's not an old guy yet, and you kind of really have to give it to him on this because, you know, are Psychopathic Riders ever going to be around again? No. I mean, Otis killed them too, if you think about it.
You know.
No, he didn't, but, you know.
Riders? Will Psychopathic Riders ever come back? No. At least never to the degree that it used to be. Like, the split between ICP and Twisted and, like, them not being friends anymore, it's never, even if Twisted came back to ICP or, you know, and everybody came cool again, like, I just don't feel like Lotus. If you listen to the last Dark Lotus album, like, it had one too many skits. How many fucking ending tracks do you need on the Lotus album? You know, like,
right.
I just think it's too variated. Like, it's too much damage done. Let's just let bygones be bygones. Psychopathic Riders are now retired. We won't mention them on this stupid bracket ever again. And we're going to jump on to the next group, which I think is going to be interesting.
Okay. Next one is House of Crazies versus Blaze You Dead Homie. I mean, if you want me to start, HOK is like, it's a real start of horrorcore for me, at least, and you. You know, they're legends. They're really inspirational to what a lot of this stuff is today, I feel. And, you know, Blaze, he has some good stuff. I mean, like, he should tell, like, the story, you know, what was Blaze before he was your dead homie. Like, did we ever get, like, a little background story, or do I just not know? Yeah, or do we just, like, not know?
He used to be Psycho C back during the HOK days.
Oh. See, I never really got too much into the history of him, but, like, I was thinking about that the other day.
Like, he used to be Psycho C and he used to rap with Scraps.
Oh.
And they had their own little group going on, I believe. And they used to actually beef with ABK.
Oh my gosh, what were they called?
Crazy Clan.
Crazy Clan, okay, I remember listening to that. That sucked.
Remember, Madrox said it. Well, Mr. Bone said it in the HOK line. It was like, Crazy Clan is just my fragment of my imagination or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, the diss was there.
Absolutely.
And actually, now thinking about it, ABK would be so much better in the other bracket because it'd be funny to see ABK versus Twisted. All right, but so HOK is a legend.
Hands down.
And, you know, you could make the same argument. They're a dead group. But Twisted and ROC do come out occasionally, and they do release new material under that name.
Right, and I enjoy what I've heard. I definitely enjoyed what I've heard.
Sometimes I don't enjoy what I hear from them.
Right, I'm not saying everything's great, but I mean, the last two I happen to hear, I personally like them.
You know, like,
and I think
I think
that was the one time where it's really good.
Wait, what?
It's going to be the one time if they rehatch something, it's going to be the really highly successful one if they do it. Because they can. Because they're together and on the same page.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. But that's the end of the bracket this week. So for Psychopathic side, next week will be ICP versus AXE. And, you know, Teen Wicked versus AMB, which is going to be one hell of a one.
Hey,
maybe Twitter can help us out.
In that bracket, fucking Young Wicked, because regardless, he's going on to the final of that.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what, yeah. Then, you know, on the MNE side, it's going to be Twisted versus Supervillains, and then Gmo versus HOK. So, I mean, it's going to be quite interesting. I Can't wait.
So before we leave today, I have a question for you. Saturated. And here's how I'm breaking it down to you. After you got to listen to that Esham video, do you feel any more of a fan? Like, do you feel like you could ever dig this guy's flow?
No.
You're not gonna give him any love. Not anything about any love.
Okay, I mean, it's better than what I can do. I mean, not that I don't rap, but I guess he's not. I never said he's like terrible, god awful. He's the worst, but I mean, I've definitely heard worse, but it's not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea. All right. So I kind of had posted on Twitter that I was going to start a juggle war. And I'm not actually going to start a stupid war, but I have a good idea, and I wanted to portray here and have you guys think. And I'm going to say why the Insane Clown Posse is better than Twisted. And people are going to sit there with their panties in a bunch, and they're going to get all upset. And I'm just going to straight out say it, and it's all Twisted's fault. All right? Yes, ICP has released shit albums. Many shit albums. Fredless Fury, not one of them. But the Marvelous Missing Link was one of them. But even if you took that shit album and you put it up next to any of the new Twisted albums, are you gonna say one of those albums are better? And honestly,
absolutely.
You saying Twisted's better? You're gonna say, what was the last album Twisted? Generation Nightmare is better than
talk about Link? A Marvelous Missing Link? You know what? I'm glad Otis destroyed ICP on the Missing Link albums because they sucked. I mean, all I could think of was Found. All Found was Kids Bop Juggalo style.
Come on, that song I'm Fresh
was not fresh.
Oh my god,
that was terrible.
Go around town singing that shit. I'm fresh. Yeah. But
yeah.
Can you sing anything from Generation Nightmares? Generational Nightmares.
No, I can't sing along to that, but I could rock out to it. I do love that the bits of metal are there. I was a person.
To be honest,
I was a fan of that, but it did not work with Mutant though.
The main reason I hate that album is they added a fucking drummer. It's like I hated Tempest when they added.
I know that's where we differ. That's where we differ. I like when rap groups are going to use a bass player, use a drummer, use a guitar player. I love that stuff. When Twisted did the Wickedness, I went to one of the Fright Fest shows, and Wickedness was supposed to play, and then they had like a problem after the second or third song, and then they couldn't fix it. But then they had a vote. They're like, okay, we could do this, or we could do the original stuff, or we want to try something new with the Wickedness. And I was happy with the Wickedness, and then they're like, everyone wanted the old school. It's like, you dumb fucks.
All right.
Dumb fucks. But I don't know.
If you think you think that's bad, here, I'll give another example why ICP is better than Twisted. All right, and
okay,
this one will get people's tits relevating, salivating, whatever the fuck your nipples do in the middle of the morning. And think about this one: ICP did a 25-year-old Riddle Box tour, fucking sold out everywhere, right?
Right.
People were going fucking berserk. Twisted did a fucking Most Tasteless show. They couldn't sell out anything. Because no one wanted to see Twisted Most Tasteless. What do you take from that?
Okay, here's what I have to say about this. Yeah, I understand the Riddle Box one selling out. Huge album. Inspirational album. We get it.
Who fucking doesn't like Most Tasteless, though? When I was in Juggalo,
here's the thing.
I love that album.
Here's the thing. What Most Tasteless are you listening to? The OG one or the reissue? Because I think a lot of people were expecting we could do the ICP songs, but they basically did both. I was happy I actually went to both shows, to be honest. But I really enjoyed the Most Tasteless, even though there were 75 people there. I still enjoyed it. They did a great job.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you leave a fucking label and the only thing that you have to go by is the material that you left the fucking label with instead of doing your own shit, that's the point.
I understand that.
They're fucking burying
I understand
themselves.
that, but I
how
mean,
many times can they say "fuck you" to Juggalos? Literally say "fuck you"
Okay.
to Juggalos on video. "Fuck you" to Juggalos, and then the fan base is dropping. No one's coming to see us. Oh, we love the Juggalos now. We better make a song making the Juggalos happy. Like, be your fucking
I would love
self.
to Twisted the Juggalo.
Twisteds aren't themselves. They said it year after year that they hate painting their fucking face. What do they do every day? Paint their face. Because they're fucking fake as fuck.
No, I believe they shouldn't. I believe they shouldn't. Leave the Juggalos and do your own thing. You'll have your followers.
They're afraid.
You don't need.
Fuck
I get that. I get that, and here's why I say that. How many people do you talk to, whether you're talking rap or anything really? Everyone's like, "Oh, the old's always better." Like, not always. I think Twisted could take some of their new albums, and why don't you do shows about that? I agree with what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I would love for Twisted to, say, you know what, fuck all that old school stuff. Let's start with the new school and do shows like that.
It's like,
But I mean, it's
ICP.
also, ICP never left Psychopathic and then did their own stuff. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's where there's a big differential there. But I do get what you're saying. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they
we
left
could keep
Jive
going
and
on.
left the other major labels. But
I mean, they still would call it Psychopathic.
But Psychopathic is Psychopathic. But just remember, though, ICP fucks up all the time when they do their sets because they play the same damn songs.
Oh yeah, they're. I mean, we saw 2 shows together, different states, different years, and it was just the same fucking show.
I know. I think my favorite show, though, I've ever seen with them, per se, I think it's like Hallowicked 07. I saw Worcester, and they did Murder Go Round, and it was just a fresh
That was 08.
set. Was it 08?
That was 08. I like that. Yeah, we went to that. That was I think that's where I might have met you at that show.
You met me at the Tempest over in Worcester. That's how long we go back.
Yeah.
Because it was Dave and I and Nikki. We showed up at like 10 a.m. and then you were like in line shortly after us.
Yeah.
Except you didn't talk. You were just standing there.
Yeah.
And then I think we saw it was a 2-night show, so we saw you the next night too.
Right.
But I think this is where we're gonna have to call it for the show today, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't agree that Twisted is better, or you think Twisted is better, and you're on our fan Saturated Fat side, then be on his side and fucking call me out. Call me an asshole. Tell me why I'm wrong. And if you agree with me that ICP is better, then say fuck you to Saturated Fat. And tell him why he's wrong. Because you know what? No matter what MNE does, they're never going to get out of this shadow of the clowns. And that's a fact. You named your fucking record label after the Clowns movie. That's it. There's nothing you guys can do. There's nothing you guys can say. At the end of the day, Magic Ninja came from the song Magic Magic Ninja What, which came from the fucking movie from the Clowns. You fucking have to suck Joe Bruce's dick some more. Hey y'all, this is Mr. Hatch. Fuck off.
This is Saturated Fat. Have a good one.
Contact the show on Twitter at HomiesPodcast2. Contact Saturated Fat. Worm W. Contact Mr. Hurt. Nobody too fresh. 2 as the number 2. Paid for by Saturated Hatch.